Okay, now the story of Beyond Good and Evil HD starts off with Jade and Paige. Jade being a human, Paige being a human pig thing, who is also the uncle of Jade. They are both taking care of a whole bunch of children in this pretty much an orphanage because of all their parents being killed by these alien creatures called the Doms. And to protect the kids, Jade, who is also a photojournalist, takes a job where she has to go and take a picture of these two creatures, and when she does this, she's actually recruited into this place called the Iris Network, who is actually trying to figure out if these big soldier guys that really protect all the people in this world called the Alpha Sections are behind all these planet-wide disappearances, and she has to go undercover to go and find out if they are the reason why this is happening, if they're just saying they're friendly and then taking people just to cover it up, like, we're friendly, we took these people, but we helped these people, so it's like, oh, we're covering up our screw-up, I would say, and that I thought the story was really, really good. It takes a lot of twists and turns, not like really big twists and turns. Some of them you kind of see coming, but really the characters are very likable. The main character, Jade, is a very likable character. The uncle pig guy, Paige, is really, really cool. I really like him, and all the other characters you meet are really cool and very likable. And I still think after 8 years, the story still matches up. I really liked it. I thought the story was great. Let's go on to the sound of the game. Okay, now the sound in the game is actually amazing. I'm going to say right here, the soundtrack is epic still to this day. When I heard the soundtrack when it was in Beyond Good and Evil, just regular on the PS2 when I played it, I thought it was an amazing soundtrack. It was really, really epic. Every time there's a cutscene and there's just this epic orchestral score, you're just like, that's pretty badass. Nowadays, sure, you would think that updated graphics and more like explosions and shit for some of this orchestral score that you hear, but still, I think it's epic. The voiceovers overall are actually really good. Some of them are a little bad here and there, like mostly just the characters you hear on the street while you're walking around and stuff, or just maybe some of the enemies you hear. But really, the main characters, Jade is still great after all these years. Paige, her uncle, the pig guy on the cover, is really, really good. And overall, I just thought the voice acting and the sound all together was just great. Really, the sound was really good. So let's go on to the graphics of Beyond Good and Evil HD. Okay, now the graphics for the game, I'm just going to say it right here. For a $10 arcade download, and for a game that's 8 years old, I think the graphics are really, really good. The character models are really nice. The main character, Jade, looks like she looks really good in this game. I mean, they could actually put this character in another game that maybe not like a really Call of Duty-esque kind of game, but like another comic book kind of cartoon-esque game, and they could put her character model in there, and she would look fine. For a 2003 game, that character model can actually belong into other games that were made in this time period right now. I really do think so. The character model looks really good. All the other character models look really, really nice, but not as good as the main character. I really do think the main character looks really, really good in this game. All the other character models look nice, except maybe some of the side characters, which I mean side characters, I mean like characters that'll just walk around in the environment when you're walking around. They don't look that great, but hell, they're not supposed to really look all that great. And some of the environments do look a little bland, but some of them look really, really cool. I would actually say the water effects look really, really nice. I would say that right there. And some of the effects look really, really good still after all these years. I'm just going to say right here, I thought the graphics were really good. So let's go on to the gameplay of the game. Okay, now the gameplay in Beyond Good and Evil HD, I'm going to say right here, I'm going to say it just like I did in graphics. After all of these years, this game is still good. I mean, really, really good with gameplay. I mean, I would say great. The gameplay is just fun as all hell. Now, there is stealth and melee mixed in. If you don't know what Beyond Good and Evil is, they mix those two together, and they do it really, really good. They also add like a camera where you can go and take pictures of the wildlife around the environment and get money for it, so you can buy upgrades for your hovercraft. You get a hovercraft in the game, that's awesome, which you can go and do side missions like races and stuff, and you could just get money to go and buy all this upgraded stuff. So that's really cool. I just want to talk about that photography thing first. You also, of course, the stealth and melee is just really, really good. The stealth, I would say, is probably the weakest thing out of all of them, because it is just you hide behind something, wait until the guy turns around and goes and attacks them, and pretty much, or just sneak by them if you really want. But I just go and attack them, or I just throw something at their backs, which is their weak point, and just go up and say, "Hey, what's up?" Bang, you're dead. How you like that? So anyway, the stealth is really good, just kind of simple. That's why I'd say it's the weakest thing of the game. The melee in the game I thought was actually really good. Back in 2003 when you mixed stealth and melee like this, that was actually really original. But because when I played, I was like, wow, this is just, I never played anything like this where it's very story heavy and has a great story, has great sound, has great graphics, and just has two things that I love mixed together. Sure, you could say Splinter Cell, but that was mostly stealth. I wouldn't call that melee, where it's really like you get a big pole and beat the shit out of creatures. This, it mixes it perfectly. Nowadays, the stealth is gonna be pretty, it's too simple for many people. Like, many people are used to, like, Splinter Cell Conviction or something like that, or Batman Arkham Asylum. But I still think the stealth is really good, and the melee is a lot of fun. It reminded me a lot of Enslaved Odyssey to the West melee, if you played that game, where it's just, you have a pole, you beat up an enemy, you have a dodge button, you also have a ranged attack, just like Enslaved, where you have a ranged one, you use your camera and just, like, attack someone with this big disc thing or something like that. And it's a lot of fun. It really is. And you also have your partner to go with that. Like, in the game you'll have two partners really, and they both have their different advantages. Like, one will have jet boots, one will have like a ram attack, and you go and explore these environments and go backtrack to go get like extra stuff to raise your health or raise like get more health items and stuff, and that's really cool. There's a lot of replay value here. You get a whole bunch of mini games you can play, a bunch of races you can play, and just, I thought the game was a hell of a lot of fun. Don't expect this to be a big sandbox game though, because the world isn't that huge, but expect it to be a very good story with very likable characters, the sound being great, the graphics being really good to this date, and the gameplay still being good. I thought the game was great. I love Beyond Good and Evil HD. Check the written review for the, check the description for the written review and my score. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. You better go buy this game, so you buy it on Xbox or PS3, whatever it's out. I don't really care. Buy it because that means we might get Beyond Good and Evil 2. Hopefully. So anyway, thank you and goodbye.